Guys, story of my life, part 3. So when my husband came to the shop talking about he want to marry me, he just opened the door one day. No, first of all, I was parked right there by the Chinese store on number 4 Sanford Street. So my husband came and said, "Oh, your bonnet is open for the car. In front of the car is open." I was like, "Oh, thank you." And then he said hello. Then I said hi. He came to me, and then he said hi, and then we become friends. So after we become friends, and then yeah, he keep coming in and out and saying hello to me. And one time he went to the Chinese store. He ordered food, and he ordered me Chinese, and then we became friends. So every time he just come stop by and say hi. We was friends for about a year. After a year, he started asking me out. Like he wanted to go out with me. I was like, okay. He said he want to marry me. So I was like, who you gonna marry? I'm not looking for a husband. I don't have time for that because I already have one daughter, and I'm not married. So I'm not trying to have a boyfriend. I'm trying to just marry because back in Africa, you have to marry before you have kids. If you don't have kids, if you don't get married before you have kids, then it's a problem, you know? People are going to talk about you. They're going to laugh at you. They're going to say, oh, you have one baby, you didn't marry. You're moving to the next one. You're going to keep having baby here and there, you know? So now I started dating my boyfriend. So things move in really quickly. My husband told me he work at Sears. He work at Sears, but when he will come today and come the next day, I will ask my husband. So I thought you told me you work in Sears. So how come now you are not working? And then he said, yeah, I got laid off. So after 2 to 3 months, he introduced me to his brother. So I went to his house and I met his family. His family is very nice, beautiful family that he had. So I get to see his brother. Then they was having a Thanksgiving. It was during Thanksgiving. Then after that, I went to his family house. He took me there in less than 6 months. So I was happy with what I was seeing, but I didn't know the person that I was going to marry was the devil that I know, the devil, the angel that I didn't know. So the family was really nice to me. Got introduced to the family. So my husband started coming more often and often. And after some time, we started living together. So he just moving with me, moving with me and my daughter. So now when he moving with me, boyfriend and girlfriend sleeping together, and I got pregnant. So my first pregnancy when I was 3 months, my husband told me that he liked to go out. So I thought when he said I like to go out, it's just something about, men go out. You cannot tell me the men not to go out to stay home, or they are men. Men, they are gonna be men, they are gonna go out. You cannot tie a man in the house, So I was like, okay. So back then I was driving on the pilot. My girlfriend registered the car for me, but I had a driving license, like international license. That's how come I was able to drive. But Joy, my friend, she registered the car for me. So now that we started living together, I got pregnant. So things got worse. So my husband said, every Friday, he said, baby, I'm going out. I was like, okay. Friday he goes out. Saturday he goes out. And Sunday he just sleep the whole day. Monday he doesn't work. He just go to Springfield Avenue and 18th Avenue and hang out. So I started saying to myself, I was like, I don't know what your problem is, but it seems like after living together for like 2 to 3 months, I was like, seems like every weekend you like to go out. I say, yeah, baby, I like to go out. I was like, no. I thought going out probably like maybe your birthday or once in a while, or your friends sometimes. I didn't know it was gonna be like every weekend. Like every weekend he's gonna be out. So back then he didn't have a car, and then he was driving my car. So he would take my car, then he would leave, and then and come back in the next morning. I was like, I don't understand this. Why you always take my car every Friday and leave and come back the next morning? Do you have a girlfriend? If you have a girlfriend, well, just tell me if you have a girlfriend. I don't want to be in the middle of boyfriend and someone else's girlfriend. I'm not a husband snatcher. I'm not a boyfriend snatcher neither. He said, no, baby, I love you. I don't have a girlfriend. So we started dating, and I got pregnant. So my first pregnancy, I was 3 months pregnant. So in between going to the shop, doing hair, taking care of my daughter. So every Friday, my husband would take the car and he would leave. So when my husband left, that Friday I was 3 months pregnant. And I started getting sick, throwing up, and morning sickness about pregnancy. So that night he said he wanted to go out. I was like, no, you're not taking my car, because every time when you take the car, when you don't come back the next morning, my daughter have school or have to go to the shop. So now my husband, me and her was arguing and talking, and I was like giving my car key. So he was about to go out, so I took the car key from him. Then he just pushed me down the step, and then my ankle was broken. So then I went to the hospital. So when I went to the hospital, I started bleeding. I said I have a headache, and so the hospital asked me what happened to me. Why am I bleeding? Why do my ankle is broken? Why do I have bruises? I was like, I fell on the staircase. And the lady was like, tell me, Josephine, this is not fall. You didn't fall. Tell me what happened to you. I was so scared. I didn't want to tell the hospital. I just told them I fall. But they still end up calling social worker and abuse people. Like social worker in the hospital told me to talk to me. But I was able to tell the social worker, like, this is what happened. My husband pushed me, but I'm sorry. But I don't want him to get in trouble or get arrested. So I end up losing the baby. So I just tell the social worker, like, please, I don't want you to be in my house. I don't want you to arrest my husband. My boyfriend at there with him was not married yet. So please, I just don't want to get in trouble. That's why I didn't want to sell what happened to me. So I lost the baby. I had a miscarriage. That was my first baby. So after my first baby, after I had a miscarriage, I told my boyfriend, I was like, I think I'm gonna call it a day because I don't see this relationship is gonna work. You are a different person. I'm a different person. You're the kind of person who like to go out and drink and come back drunk and smell like drink in the house and smoke weed. I don't smoke weed. I don't drink. I drink occasionally for my birthday. So now my boyfriend was like, okay. And then he packed his stuff. He left, went to his brother's house. After a week or two, he started begging me, sorry, baby, I'm sorry. I will never do that again. I'm so sorry. I made a mistake. Everyone, no one is above mistake. Then I forgive him. So then we was together. After all that time, I couldn't get pregnant anymore. My husband really wanted me to have a baby for him. I couldn't get pregnant anymore. So when I couldn't get pregnant anymore, and my boyfriend was like, oh, baby, why you not getting pregnant? Is it because of what happened? Yeah, because of what happened, I didn't want to get pregnant because the first pregnancy, you scared me. You pushed me down the step and then I lost the baby. So what happened if I get pregnant again? He was like, no, I'm not going to do that. So I was trying for a while. I was trying for like almost 2 years. I didn't get pregnant. So me and my boyfriend then, we had to go to a fertility doctor. That's when they told me that my blood was low. They gave me iron pill. So I was taking iron pill. And then now we're seeing the fertility doctor. They gave me Clomid. So I got Clomid. So when I got Clomid, I got pregnant again. So that when I get pregnant again, things were okay, but he was still taking the car. He was like going out. And then I had friends back then. My friend, when one day my friend came to my house and see the way my husband acted, my husband was like, this, my friend was like, oh, this kind of a boyfriend you're dating, I don't think it's a good idea. This man is bad. He's horrible. Look at the way he's talking to you and treating you. He talked to my friend like shit, and he don't have no respect for me or my friend. So now my friend left that day. My husband called her all kind of name and she left. And after that my friend never returned to my house. So all my friend left. So when I'm with somebody, he be like, oh, that guy is bad. Don't he drive people away around me. He don't want me to talk to nobody. He don't want me to have friends. He don't want me to go to my family house, nothing. So I stay away from friends and family. Nobody knew what was going on inside the house. So then I was pregnant and I don't want what happened the first time to happen. So at the point when he said he's taking the car, I was like, okay, you can have the car because I don't want you to push me down the step again and lose the baby. So he was taking the car. He was going out one night. He came back the next morning. The car was broke, like totally broke. I have a picture of the car. I'm going to show it to you guys later. So I used to drive on the pilot. So now the car was totally lost. The airbag, everything came out and I had to go to the shop in the morning. So I took a taxi and went to the shop. So I was using taxi for a while, and I took the car to a place where they're able to put it together so I can be able to just go back and forth, go to work. So I was going to work and things was okay. The brother tried to help him to get a job. He was working in Comcast cable company. He didn't stay there for a while because he would go out, and then the next morning he was supposed to go to work. He would not go to work. He would not call, and then the job would be calling me. Is your husband there? And then yeah, he's here. I have to wake him up. Sometimes I'll be in the shop. I will have to leave the shop, leave the customer here, what I'm doing, to go to the house and wake my husband up to go to work. So after some time, the cable company got tired of him not wanting to work or not wanting to do anything. So now they fire him. So now we're back to square one. He had that job for just 2 months. So now I had a baby, and so I have to pay the rent in the house, pay the rent in the shop. So I've been the one paying the rent, taking care of me and my kids. So now I went and when I had the baby, I come back home, and I had to go back to the shop at 2 weeks old. The baby was only 2 weeks. My sister was like, "You want to go back to the shop this early? You just had a baby." I was like, "Yeah." Why not go back to the shop? If I don't go back to the shop, do you not have to pay the shop rent? And do you not have to pay the house rent? And we have to eat, car insurance, and everything is on me. Tell that man to go work. That man's not gonna work. He's gonna wake up in the morning and go to Springfield Avenue, hang out, smoke weed, drink, do all kind of stuff that he prefer to do in his daytime while I'm in the shop with the baby working. Cut the whole story short. Now, after 6 weeks, I was supposed to go back for my 6 weeks appointment. My husband called me in bed. I was like, no, you cannot call me in bed this time. I was supposed to go back to my 6 weeks appointment. And my husband said, no, baby, come. I'm not gonna make you pregnant, please. And I came and sleep with me before my 6 weeks appointment. Got pregnant again, second baby coming on the way. No job, baby in my hand in the shop, and then that's how I've been struggling, walking in and out. After some time, I cannot tell my husband, you know what? I don't want to have babies for you anymore until you get your drug license and drive or get a better job. He work in PC Recharge. He work like 2 months. Every job he got, he always gonna work for 2 months. He's not gonna be there for a long time. When my husband get paid, he don't come home. He do not come home. So when my husband took the car to go have an accident, Joy was one of my friends. She registered the car for me. When she went to go have an accident, my friend said, I'm sorry, I cannot register the car for you anymore because your husband keep having accident with the car. My insurance is going to be going up. I was like, yeah, so it's okay. So, Joy, I don't want, thank you for registering the car for me. But you say, well, tell your husband to do it for you. I said, well, I don't want him to do it for me because if he doing it for me, he's going to say that's his car. You remember he always took the car to go out. He always thinking maybe we're together, have kids for him, and he can do whatever. So I told Joy, please register the car for me. My friend was like, oh, I'm sorry, I can register the car for you no more. So I can't blame my friend for not registering the car for me because my husband chose to have accident twice with the car. So that's on her name. That's not in my name. I cannot register a car because I don't have my green card. So now she took it off and my husband put in his name. So then I was in the house one day. My friend came. We went to DMV, signed the document, and give it to me. My husband went to register the car. So when my husband went to register the car, I was still pregnant, working 2 jobs. Sometimes I work. I'm always in the shop in the morning. At night, I always do home meditate or CNA when the shop is not busy, so I'm able to pay to rent. Mind you, every Friday night is police get called. What's going on, TV? What's going on, domestic violence? So every time he want to go out, I call the police. We're arguing, we're struggling, and then the police always coming to our house. One time, it come to a point where the police had to register my car as my phone call as a DV, like emergency. So when I called, they already know. 56 Ostate Street, East Orange, Newark, New Jersey. Then the other address is so many address, guys. When I tell you I have to move literally every year because I get embarrassed. After calling police on your boyfriend or your husband every month, every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. After calling police, the neighbors started looking at you like, what's that lady? She keep calling police for her husband. Why every time? Is police always in their house? And I feel embarrassed and I have to move again. I move every time, literally. Now, I had the second baby. And mind you, my friend did not register the car for me anymore. It was my husband that registered the car for me then. So now, my husband wanted to go out that night again. There you go again. Now the car is in his name, right? So now, my husband and I said, well, you're not taking this car. You can't go out. At this point, I don't want to argue and fight with you and call police every time. So you can take the car. So today, I'm not letting you take the car because I have to go to work. I have a baby in my hands. Sasha was 9 months old, and Victoria was just born. Sasha is 11 months older than Victoria. Victoria was just born. That day he came home, he was drunk, smelled like drink, everything. Like, okay, when he came, he said, baby, can I have the key? I said, look at you, you're already drunk. I'm not going to give you my key. He started struggling, he wanted to do stuff, and I called the police, and the police came. When the police came, he told the police that he's the owner of the car. I don't have green card. When he told the police that I don't have green card, the police said, well, is it not you always call the police every weekend? What is your problem? The police called me to the side. So my husband told the police that I don't have green card. I'm driving without a license. So the police called me to the side. You've been abused for too long. This man is a bad man. You don't even know who you married. You've been abused. Let me give you this card. The police gave me a card of Babyland shelter. where the domestic violence people go, right? So when he gave me the card, I have the card in my hand, and the police said, well, we're going to let him have the car because the car is registered under his name. The car is registered under his name by law. That's his car. So my husband took the car. He left. And the police were like, so, woman, listen, I gave you a card where you can get help. Baby Land Shelter is for domestic violence people that get abused. That's where they go. So the police asked me for the driver license. I showed it to him. He said, you're driving with a national driver's license. I said, yeah, that's why I registered the car in my husband's name. And the police was like, well, if we come here again, if you cannot stay together with this man, look at your girls. They now have 4 girls. China was not born yet. So if you cannot stay here with this man, without this man, and keep calling the police every time, we don't want your kids to grow up thinking it's okay for the man to be beating you, giving you bruises, black eye every day, pushing down the stairs, losing a baby. You're gonna have to choose between your husband and your kids. That was why I was like, okay, I'm gonna choose my kids. I told my husband, I'm sorry, I can't live with you no more. I told my husband to leave. My husband didn't leave. My husband didn't leave because his name was on the list at that house where I moved to. I put his name down. So the police told me you're gonna have to get eviction and all that. So that was when I was like, okay, I'm not doing that. I was about to leave everything for him and just move on with my life. So I went to the shelter in the morning. When I called them, the shelter took me in. I met Miss Bossade, I met Miss Nicole, I met a lot of people, and I met my friends at Tuning. We're still friends till today. So that was why I met my friend. Victoria was 3 weeks old, baby in my hand. So when I got there in the morning, you have to be in there for like a week. The shelter have